From your system, Hi Arun. Hi Dr. Arun. Are you getting? But I am not getting. You call?
Hello sir. Hello sir.
Yeah, sure. I am hearing.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Yes. No sir. At the time I will check. You check now sir. Can you hear? No sir. Can you hear the audio? That one. Okay, 1 minute. I think that is great. Now I will stop and share. What? Yes sir. Yes sir. Okay, 1 minute sir. I will. My mobile I have not opened sir.
देखो कहाँ है सब ओरिजिनल निकालो और सबका ऐसे कॉपी रखते रखते हैं तो सबको बताते हैं, हमको देखना है ना भाई।
है भाइयों, तो बढ़िया।
लाइब्रेरी का ले जाते हो उनको बता के जाना और अंदर लाख रखते हो ना तो ठीक है ना। इनफैक्ट ना लाइब्रेरी में कोई भी किताब रखते भी हो
Sir, welcome all the participants, my dear colleagues, and today's our resource persons, Professor VSRK Prasad Garu, Director, Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy, Vishakapatnam, and Vice-Chancellor, Central University of Tribal Vijayanagaram, Professor Kattimani Garu. He is also a draft committee member, National Education Policy, and my beloved Honorable Director, Sir, Professor C.S.P. Rao Garu, my dear all colleague faculty from NIT Andhra Pradesh, in India, as well as abroad also. We have registered from USA, UK, Oman, and Muscat, as well as Brunei, University of Brunei. So, in this regard, my humble regards to all my respected today's honorable speakers, Professor, on behalf of my director, sir, Professor VSRK Prasad Garu, as well as Professor Kattimani Garu. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Actually, this is the second session of National Education Policy. This is the webinar series. So the first series was held on 18th of this month, and Professor Anvi Ramanarao Garu, Director NIT Warangal, as well as Professor P.S. Saudan Garu, Director IIIT Agartala, has given wonderful lectures for our webinar. And today, we have very much expertise speakers who are having more than around 35 years of experience, and who are commendable experience on national education policy, and who are the policy makers also, those who joined in our webinar. We are very much glad, sir, regarding this. In this actually, first, in this, as per the schedule, so the welcome address I have already, I hope I have given, because national education policy, I am a very small person to give any brief, because already in the first session I have given. So next I request, as per the schedule, my beloved registrar in charge, Professor Dinesh Reddy, to say overview of the institute. At the same time, if Dinesh Reddy sir allows, we will give the video also presentation, so that guests may see the our institute video, or otherwise after overview we will give. Sir, Dinesh Reddy garu, please. I think Dinesh Reddy is coming. I request our honorable guest today to see the progress of our institute development, so that your blessings will be there with our institute, as well as on our director sir, as well as on all faculty, as well as our staff. You please present a 2 minutes video. request our registrar in charge to say overview.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, please, sir, welcome.
Actually, I'm sorry because of some network issue.
Yeah, we understand. No problem, sir. Please.
Respected Director, Professor C.S.P. Rao, and today's distinguished speakers, coordinators of this web series, webinar series, and dear faculty members and all other participants. Very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, on behalf of NIT Andhra Pradesh, I welcome you all for this second session of this webinar series on national education policy. So, I'll be very briefly introducing you all about NIT Andhra Pradesh. NIT Andhra Pradesh was established in the year 2015 with an intake of 480 UG students, which is subsequently increased to 600 students from current academic year. And it was started with 8 branches of engineering. It is the 31st NIT and the youngest of all the NITs of the country. So until 2018, NIT Andhra Pradesh was run in transitory campuses. So we had 7 transitory hostels and 2 transitory campuses. And from the year 2019, we have started functioning from the permanent campus. It was all happened with the founder director, Professor C.S.P. Rao, who took charge as a director in the year 2018. And with his persistent efforts, he could able to guide the contractors as well as the faculty in completing these construction activities of nearly 50,000 square meters in a span of 10 months. So which has enabled NIT Andhra Pradesh to start its functioning from the permanent campus. Now NIT Andhra Pradesh has all the required facilities like boys hostel, girls hostels, staff quarters, academic building, laboratory complexes, workshops, everything. So in another 3 to 4 months, we will be getting an additional space of 50,000 square meters, wherein within a span of 2 years, NIT Andhra Pradesh has got nearly 1 lakh square meters of area, which is more or less essential to run various programs of NIT Andhra Pradesh. And in the year 2019, the institute has started the PhD program, both regular and part-time, along with MS by research. And from current academic year onwards, NIT Andhra Pradesh has started MTech programs in 6 specializations with an intake of 65. And even coming to academically, till date, NIT Andhra Pradesh has penned 10 MOUs with various private organizations as well as many central government organizations to name NIT Surathkal, IIT Kanpur, ISRO, and also along with that, many other private organizations. Also, the regular faculty of the institute have secured 14 funded projects, which is worth of 40 million rupees. And also, the faculty were very active in making the publications. And till date, we had 96 publications during the past 2 years in all essay journals. Also, the institute has carved its name in providing placements to the students. And in terms of providing placements to the students, we stood in top 10 of NITs. The first batch of the institute have passed out in the year 2019, and we will be able to provide nearly 70 to 80% of the placements to the students with an average CPC of 8 lakhs per annum. And for the second batch, because of the COVID, slightly it has decreased, but still we have provided them 65% of the placements. And even the current placement season is also going as per our expectations. I thank the coordinators for giving me this opportunity, and I wish them all the best for this second series of NEP. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dinesh Shankar Reddy garu, who is a very dynamic in-charge registrar to our institute. And may I request our Honorable Director, Professor C.S.P. Rao garu, to give his presidential address. Before presidential address, our coordinator, Dr. Arun Kumar, will introduce our president of the function, because all are very new, other than our colleague, his colleague directors. So now I request Arun Kumar to give introduction about our director, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible? It is indeed a pleasure for me to introduce our Honorable Director. Professor C.S.P. Rao has assumed charge as the founder director of National Institute of Technology, Andhra Pradesh, on 22nd March 2018. He has graduated in Mechanical Engineering from JNTU College of Engineering, Kakinada in the year 1985. Professor C.S.P. Rao had undergone his post-graduation in Production Engineering and PhD from National Institute of Technology, Warangal. He had served as a scientist in the prestigious Defence Research and Development Organization before joining as faculty in NIT Warangal. Professor C.S.P. Rao has more than 30 years of teaching and research experience. His lectures on automation, soft computing, PLM, simulation, CNC, CAD/CAM for PG students had cherished and motivated young minds to pursue doctoral programs. He was instrumental in initiating 2 M.Tech programs on computer integrated manufacturing and additive manufacturing. He has authored more than 10 books on CAD/CAM production techniques and etc. As a notable outreach activity, he has contributed 16 units of lecture notes for the well-renowned IGNOU University. He has developed NMEICT video lectures on CAD/CAM and mechatronics. Professor C.S.P. Rao has commendable research experience. He has guided 30 PhD scholars and at present 9 PhD scholars are pursuing doctoral studies under his guidance. He has published more than 250 technical papers in international journals and conferences and has guided 150 M.Tech students and executed R&D projects for 4.25 crores. He had received the prestigious Engineer of the Year Award, Scientist of the Year Awards from the undivided state of Andhra Pradesh. He has developed several state-of-the-art laboratories in manufacturing, which include Mechatronics Lab, Simulation Lab, CNC, and Robotics Lab at NIT Warangal. Professor C.S.P. Rao has vast administrative experience at NIT Warangal. He was the head School of Management, Registrar, Head Mechanical Engineering, Head Center for Automation and Instrumentation, MBA Coordinator for Mechanical Engineering Department, and has also served as the Vice President for All India Federation of NIT Teachers. Ever since his assumption of charge as Director in NIT Andhra Pradesh, he made his remarkable contribution in the development of the institute. As previously mentioned by our Dean Academics and Registrar in Charge, with the efforts of our Honorable Director, Kadepallikudam will not only continue to be an agriculture hub, but is also an education hub in the days to come. With his strong will, perseverance, and notable contributions, NIT Andhra Pradesh will not only remember Professor C.S.P. Rao sir as its first director, but also its architect in the years to come. With these brief words about our Honorable Director, may I now invite Professor C.S.P. Rao sir to kindly deliver his presidential address. Sir, the forum is yours. Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity to present this webinar on NIP 2020. I welcome you all. I welcome the persons of eminence and the eminent speakers presented in this webinar to give their valuable talks on NIP 2020 for all of us to follow and learn something on NIP 2020. Professor VSRK Prasad, Director, IIPE, Vishakapatnam, Professor Kattimani of VC, Central Tribal University, Andhra Pradesh, and also draft committee member of NIP 2020. The coordinators of this program, Professor G.R.K. Shastri, Dr. Arun Kumar, in-charge registrar, faculty members, and participants to this NIP program. I think this is the second one in the series of webinars being planned to being organized in this institution, and I think Professor G.R.K. Shastri has been doing a good job of calling eminent speakers and recording all their lectures and I think he is planning to make out a document, a docket of these lectures with all video lectures and sound recordings. He may be coming out with some kind of proceedings at the end of this lecture series. I think that was a good idea. Congratulations to Professor Shastri and Arun Kumar. And I welcome all of you for this webinar. This is, you all know that NIT Andhra Pradesh is a very youngest institution. And we have been doing our work to develop this institution right from the, from they have given us 172 acres of land. And we have been nurturing, we have been toiling ourselves in developing some buildings, and we could do some two times recruitment, and I got about 47 young tigers with me who are all excellent in this, not only excellent in their subjects, who are all dedicated people for the institution. I am very lucky to have them. Whatever I am able to do today is because of their hard work. Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development. Providing universal access to quality education is the key to India's continued action and leadership on the global stage in terms of economic growth, social justice, equality, scientific advancement, national integration, and cultural preservation. India will have the highest population of young people in the world over the next decade, and our ability to provide high quality education opportunities to them will determine the future of our country. The implementation of previous education policies on education have focused largely on issues of access and equity. The unfinished agenda of national policy on education in 1986, modified in 1992, is appropriately dealt with this policy. A major development since the last policy of 1986 or 92 has been the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, which laid down the legal underpinnings for achieving universal elementary education. The national education policy envisages an educational system rooted in Indian values that contributed directly to transforming India sustainable into an equitable, vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all and thereby making India a global knowledge superpower. The policy envisages that the curriculum and pedagogy of our institutions must develop among the students a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and constitutional values bonding with our country. The vision of the policy is to instill among the learners a deep-rooted pride of being Indian, not only in thought but also in spirit, intellect, and deeds, as well as to develop responsible commitment to human rights, sustainable development, and living and global well-being. The rich heritage of ancient and eternal Indian knowledge and thoughts has been a guiding light for this policy. The pursuit of knowledge, jnana, wisdom, prajna, and truth, satya, was always considered in India, in Indian thought and philosophy, as the highest human goal. The aim of education in ancient India was not just acquisition of knowledge, as preparation for life in the world or life beyond schooling, but for complete realization and liberalization of self. world-class institution of ancient India, if you recall. The universities like Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Vallavi set the highest standards of multidisciplinary teaching and research and hosted scholars and students from across backgrounds of the country. The Indian education system produced great scholars such as Charaka, Sushruta, Aryabhatta, Varahamitra, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Chanakya, Chakrapani Datta, Madhava, Panini, Patanjali, Nagarjuna, Gautama, Pingala, etc. Several eminent ancient great scholars have guided our education system at that time. And this new educational policy, I am experiencing that, or I am smelling that our old system of knowledge and system of practices may revisit to the in this modern age to the universities, and I hope how best the policy being implemented in all the education institutions may light or may give light and some developmental strategies. How best does the institutions to understand NEP 2020 and then try hard to implement this policy. Because most of the systems we are all in degree stage where all the university degrees are given after 10 plus 2 plus 3, and whereas professional colleges the degrees may be awarded after 4 years of study like BTech. And MBBS, we are not the MBBS and legal studies, we can remove them from this. But engineering, we have 4 years. But actually, the new NEP insisting upon 4 years, including upgrade. After 3 years, the candidate can go with the degree, and after 4 years, candidate can go with honorary degree or PhD degree. And how best this kind of things to be implemented in the existing system need to be known thoroughly. And several office memorandums how to come from the Department of Education in implementing NEP 2020 successfully into these institutions. I am very happy to listen more on the implementation issues of NEP 2020 from the visionary speakers here being presented in this webinar. I welcome you, sir, for your talks, and I also welcome all the participants for their keen interest and listening to the speakers for some kind of enhancement in their knowledge on education policy. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to present before you. I welcome to listen to you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Our honorable director, Dr. C.S.P. Rao garu. Now, our legendaries, two legendaries are in front of us, and first Professor VSRK Prasad garu sir will present. Before that, I request my coordinator Arun Kumar to present the speaker's profile. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce the chief guest, Professor VSRK Prasad. Professor VSRK Prasad is directly the director of Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy, Vishakapatnam. He is a versatile academician and a researcher. His areas of research include environmental pollution control engineering, mass transfer, and corrosion engineering. He has chaired significant committees on pollution control. As a member of Consent for Establishment Committee for Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board, Vishakapatnam, during 2006 to 2008. He has encouraged growth of industries and had been involved in suggesting measures to be taken in providing environmentally friendly technologies. He has served as the peer committee member for NSTL projects and has offered valuable inputs for the development of more efficient batteries, a main requirement of torpedoes. He has acted as a peer committee member for accreditation of Caledonian College of Engineering Women affiliated to University of Glasgow, UK. He was instrumental in initiating a course on MTech in Industrial Pollution Control Engineering in Andhra University. He has been successful in extending consultancy and analytical works to industries. He has disseminated knowledge to young minds through the tech webinars on pollution control techniques. He has made contributions in nanotechnology in University of Louisville, Kentucky, USA, and has delivered lectures at Central State University, Dayton, on the pollution control techniques which were later adopted by industries. He has visited the University of Ohio and Muscat, Bowman, Glasgow University in United Kingdom on academic and research pursuits. He has guided more than 15 PhDs and 30 MTech students. He has received the prestigious Forbes Engineer Award from the Journal of Institute of Engineers and has been nominated as peer reviewer committee member for the Caledonian Journal of Engineering affiliated to the University of Glasgow in UK. With this brief introduction, I take the pleasure in inviting Professor VSRK Prasad to deliver his lecture on NEP 2020. Sir, what is this? Thank you.
Good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I have to thank Professor Ravikar Sastry for inviting me to this webinar, and Dr. Anand for nicely introducing me. Dr. Kattimani, Professor Vice-Chancellor of Vision University, which is located in our place, and Dr. CSP Rao, Director of NIT, Adepalgudem, and dear all colleagues and other participants who are participating in this program. A very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I am to make a statement before starting this this particular webinar talk about this institute, NIT Adepalgudem. Probably NEP envisages this type of growth and this type of growth in a very short time for the education institutions as one of the policies that have been applied in NEP. And I congratulate Director CSP Rao and his team for making it possible ahead of this NEP to see that it is not followed. Then, when the very policy maker of NEP is very much here, I think my revelations will be definitely not that great, because the very document writer is very much here, and naturally he will be giving the best out of it. But however, as I obliged to participate, I will try to give some of my views that will be relevant to NEP, National Education Policy 2020. I request the host to start the presentation. So, as I am made to do it, I think.
Yes, sir. We are presenting, sir.
So, the National Education Policy brings out a great philosophy of our Indian traditions, which have started for education long back, about 1500 years back. In fact, almost 15 centuries ago itself, our country was well recognized for its vibrant education. And now, again, this national education policy, as a part of the vision, it makes this to happen with sustainability, equitable and vibrant knowledge society to be formed through this new education with high quality education to be given to each and everyone. And this leads to Adhunika Navbharat Nirman finally. So this is the main concept of this, the policy vision of the National Education Policy 2020. Now, if you recollect back, next one, if you recollect back to Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Vallabhi centers, which attracted international educators, research scholars as we can call, in Gurukula type of education, where they had gone through the very high practical education with high devotion to learning, multidisciplinary aspects of the learning and teaching. So this led to the best possible research, and thus we could produce those days Charaka, Sushruta, Aryabhattaraka, Varahamihira, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Chanakya, Panini, Patanjali, Nagarjuna, Pingala, number of the various ancient scientists whose findings are of relevance even today. That is what we could achieve in those days from that education of Gurukula type of education. Now, the National Education Policy again makes it a mix of the latest trends of the education with the previous trends of the culture and the traditions, which is a blend of all these points to make it more relevant. So that is India-centric education, as we can call. So it is culturally relevant, able to understand and solve societal problems of our country, recognizing contributions of our great scholars and engineers whom we have just touched, even about 100 years back, even who was the legendary, and now even in this century, last century, all these are the part of our great engineers and scholars who made this heritage, ancient heritage and culture to sustain. Previously, in the literacy and increase in literacy and flexibility, if we check from the new education policy, previously it was two-step process. So up to 12, it is the almost one, and after that, another one. So this is two-step process, we can say. But now, up to 18 years of age, it is divided into 4 steps or 5 steps. One is 3 to 6 years old, that is through fun, and learning is from fun. This is as good as preparatory class. Then the 1-2 classes is one step, 3 to 5 classes another step, 6 to 8 classes another step. This 1-2 class will be giving them some numerical fun with some learning. So mathematical introduction as good as. And then 3 to 5 classes give the combination of the numeric and history. And then it makes the learning of various traditions that have been followed in our country. So finally what happens is, they are making mother tongue as essential. Even as the national education policy and even the great leaders are nowadays, they are reforming, the people can learn more through their mother tongue rather than their outside language at the preliminary stages. So what NEP states is up to 5th class, it is mother tongue is essential. Up to 8th preferably. Thereafter, and in the meantime also, the promotion of the multilinguistic and power of the language. So once a person is totally having knowledge of number of languages, he will have more control and command on the society as well as law in his work. So that's why this had been introduced with that some phrases from various languages are to be introduced such that each person can know at least some 5 to 6 languages, some phrases he can make use of. And that makes the people to get bonding, and that makes the people to get unite. So it is not simply the education, but it is also bringing about a unity in the country. So as one of the people said, very recently, most of you might have observed a particular one message which is almost going through the WhatsApp. is that where a person mentioned when he visited the entire country, he saw an Andhra, he saw a Marathi, he saw a Gujarati like that. But I had not seen an Indian like that, he commented. Now, this type of multilinguistic policy makes all the people to learn the various languages by which he forgets that he is an Andhra, he forgets he is a Marathi, he makes himself to feel he knows Telugu, he knows Marathi, he knows Gujarati, he knows Hindi. So that's why he is an Indian. So the concept of unity among the people will increase with this multilinguistic activity, and this education will be given through art integration and sports integration. That is a cross-curricular pedagogical approach which is giving lot of scope through making arts they learn. It is not simply the hobby. Generally what happens is, nowadays in the very recent education system, even the parents are discouraging the children when they are going to some game or drawing some picture. Hey, what is that? You are wasting your time, go and they get a book, read it like that. So this type of discouragement makes the student to feel that his caliber, his talents are ignored and they are not recognized. So naturally we get discouraged. And naturally, but he is not much interested in so the mathematical problem solution and other things. But with this art integration, cross-curricular pedagogical approach, he is encouraged in his talent, in which he is an expert, and that will be explored to bring it to the education system. He learns math through that. He learns computer through that. So that's how it is the integration part of it. So sports integration also similar to that. So this is the one which is very important point in national education policy to be highlighted. Then vibrant and high quality. See, actually making the people to have the good ability to think innovatively. See, when he is given a chance to exhibit his ideas, even recently most of you must have heard that a 10th class boy developed an app and sent to our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, which is acknowledged, appreciated and rewarded. So they have the talent, but they have to be encouraged. So whatever they are doing, one gentleman, a non-educated rather, a farmer, he had developed an app such that he can, from his house, he can switch on the motor, he can switch off the motor. So this is all the innovative ideas are there in the minds, but only thing is they have to be encouraged. So this sustainable and equitable education encouragement makes it to get through education for all. So this is the one important policy that had been envisaged in National Education Policy 2020 to get 100% by 2030. How it is possible is by making them to get into the education in the various systems, that is 3 to 6 years, 6 to 8 years, 8 to 11 years, 11 to 14 years, different type of learning with a multilinguistic, a mathematical approach and certain subjects which he is very much interested. So that makes they to get to Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. So learning about which area, which language makes him to know what are the various languages, what are the various areas, and what are the various phrases, and all these things make them to learn to the concept of one in that country, that Ek Bharat. So Sanskrit, it is also nowadays what you are observing is in 10th or 11th, suddenly the person shifts to Sanskrit. Not that he is very much interested in learning the language of Sanskrit, but he is interested in getting that 100 out of 100 in the Sanskrit very comfortably and easily. So now, if he is made to understand that the Sanskrit has the lot of links with various local languages like Telugu, Tamil, Malayali, Kannada, Gujarati, Hindi, all these things, then naturally his interest will be increased and it makes him to learn not only this language, Sanskrit, but the mathematical philosophy, music, politics, medicines, various Indian culture which is very much connected with Sanskrit language. So Sanskritization is not a misnomer. So please don't take that a Sanskritization is going to spoil the country or make a religious one. It is not a religious. It is having the roots to the very traditions and culture of the country. That's why it is linked with the various good works with Sanskrit. So, say for example, Bhagavad Gita is there. Bhagavad Gita is, described mainly in Sanskrit, but we have some Telugu people are reading in Telugu. In Kashmir, they are reading in Urdu. Like that. Even Bible, the people are reading in Andhra Pradesh in Telugu, not in English, though it was written in various other languages. So that's how the making of the Sanskrit uniform to all the people, including the computer language, makes the people to have the approach towards Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. So this is one national education policy that is making unity in the country, unity in diversity. And moreover, this gives you a planning of artificial intelligence, design thinking, holistic health, organic living, environment education, global citizenship education, mathematics, and computational thinking. And this then leads to ethics and culture. And ethics and culture, if you go to this, Seva, Ahimsa, Swachhata, Satcha, Nishkama Karma, Shanti, sacrifice, tolerance, diversity, pluralism, righteous conduct, gender sensitivity, respect for elders, respect for all the people and their inherent capabilities, helpfulness, integrity, courtesy, patience, forgiveness, empathy, compassion, patriotism, justice, liberty. So many words. These are all there in this national education policy. And anything wrong seen in any one of these words, every word is a very positive word, every word is a very useful word for framing the person into a full, knowledgeable, sensitive, and useful person, useful for himself, useful for his society, useful for his country, useful for the globe. Particularly this environment, education in environment, is the one which is very much required for each and every person in the world, because now the present day of contest you are seeing how the environment is totally getting retarded, and finally the warm up of the globe and the way we are experiencing in even October, the sheltery days, all these things because of our own man-made mistakes which had been done because of lack of knowledge in the environment. And this environment education can well be taught in this ethics and culture. I think the slides can be gone to ethics and culture, request to this host. So then, education is shrine with character. Character, let's say, a person can be known as educated only if he had character. Without character, any education, say for example, a person, now we have COVID, Corona. In this, if a person doesn't know how to be away from the other people when he gets Corona, or when he is moving in the society, how he has to behave, then even if he is educated like a doctorate or with some 5-6 degrees, he is as good as an uneducated person. And if he knows how to respect the civil society, such that due to him this will not spread much, or due to him other people will be following him because he is an educated person, that is the character of the person. So education is shared with character. Characterless educated person cannot be called an intellectual, but he is only an anti-social or anti-national or uncivilized. Knowledge without ethics and morals is dangerous. So, for example, a cell phone is there. Nowadays, with education being because of this particularly Corona, COVID situation, the entire country is going with mostly online classes. So, the computer, particularly the mobile in the hand, is very handy for learning all these education lessons. But at the same time, for an uncivilized person, educated man, he can use it for detonating a bomb. So he is becoming an anti-social element there with the same knowledge which he had. So knowledge with the above characteristics which I had explained to you make the person to have this ethics and culture, to make it to perfect character and recognized person. So this can be achieved by the various quality parameters like curricular aspects, teaching, learning and evaluation, research, consultancy and extension, infrastructure and learning resource, student support and progression, governance and leadership, innovative practices, rewards for excellence. In this again, if you go to various curricular aspects, we have read, just discussed up to 12, that is up to age of 18. Thereafter, again this national education policy is again giving a large picture of inter and multidisciplinary approach. So this multidisciplinary approach in such a way that it will have the core, mainly it will have the 4-year degree that is mainly suggested, of which again the first year he will get a certificate. After 2 years, he will get a diploma. After 3 years, he can have a degree. After 4 years, he can be made eligible for master's degree with 1-year program. Or at the same time, another person who wants to have this 5 years master degree also as an integrated program, he can join. Or else, if a person wants after 4 years, he wants to have the PhD, that also he can take up. So, now the chances for a person to learn and follow his interests will be increasing. For example, in the present trend of the education system, most of the parents, they may be, and also the teachers may be knowing very well, that the students are mostly influenced at that age towards the degree choosing only by his parents mostly and not due to his self-interest. And he doesn't know by that time which is better for him, which his talents are more diversified, and where he will be more shining. All these things he doesn't know because he is not made to think, he is not allowed to think. And this is one point. Now, with this, say for example, he joined some engineering degree because of the pressure from his parents, and now he is in the first year he completed. Then because now he is exposed to the outside world, now he knows in which he is interested, which subjects will be more useful for him for his interest. Then after 1 year, now if he wants to shift, he can take that certificate, and that certificate he can join the other streams where he will be more useful, where he is more interested. So that's the advantage of this particular policy, national education policy, which is giving the lot of opportunities for the students to have the educational prospects in a better way. For example, after 2 years, he is not in a position to continue his degree because of his various financial problems or other problems. Previously, it is as good as a loss of a quarter time. And after 2 years, if he discontinues the program, he is as good as equivalent to intermediate qualification. Now, he has a diploma. Then, that is the advantage that with his learning, he is going to earn something into his life to settle well. Or at the with that diploma, he can again diversify to other programs rather than continuing in the same engineering stream which he had started. So this is the exactly excellent stream of the national education policy, which is giving a broader outset to go into for the development of all-round development of the person into an educated personality. And assessment also, quality parameters are also as fixed, and they will be assessed by performance assessment review and analysis of knowledge for historic development known as PARAK, EA or AKH. They will test, assess and evaluate the students. So this evaluation will have the lot of uniformity. And one more significant point here is there will be in the school level, there will be national textbooks that will be supplied to them, whereas these national level textbooks will be carrying the local relevant lessons, and it will have mostly the local stories, local information useful for that particular locality. So that is a wonderful idea of having again the unity with diversity. So to adopt all these points, naturally the first and foremost important tool is the teacher. Without teacher, with all these educational policies, though they are framed, they cannot be implemented perfectly. And here, the emphasis is given even for the teachers. Faculty will be given the freedom to design their own curriculum and pedagogical approaches within the approved framework, including textbook and reading materials, selections, assignment, and assessments. So that freedom is given to the faculty. So again, you may immediately put a question: if the faculty is planning in such a way that it is a low quality, again the quality is tested by Prague. That's why to compete with them, they have to work and they have to do useful design of the education curriculum. So empowering the faculty to conduct innovative teaching, research and service as they see best will be a key motivator and enabler for them to do so truly outstanding creative work. So this makes the faculty to be an all-rounder and knowledgeable one in his own area, such that he can be the best to think of it. And the second one is even his merits will be recognized and assessment will be done even for the institutes. So these higher education institutions also will be established as per the new educational policy in every district, and it will be evolved in such a way that first by 2030, 100% of people are to be educated. By 2035, the gender equality is to be increased by 50%. That is another relevant point that had been placed in this national education policy. And by 2040, large and multidisciplinary universities and colleges with at least one in each district are the plans. They are known as MERU, Multidisciplinary Education and Research Universities. These will be set up for highest global education in quality education. So with this, what happens is, as good as they will be resembling almost again the Takshashila, Nalanda, so Vikramshila, all these, but that means they will be attracting again the students from abroad to come and learn here. Now what is happening actually, if you observe, almost for the last 50 years, we can see that our brain drain is taking place from our country to other countries. Because of this, though we are useful and we are making all the people to learn in various countries and they are serving in various countries to again make the research high, but still what it is making is we are losing certain services of such intellectuals. So now what happens is with this educational quality that had been increased with choice-based grade system CBCS that will be reviewed for instilling innovation flexibility, by which what it means is a person, when he wants to have certain credits, he can have some credits from his program for which he is admitted, then he can choose some other credits from other program where he can have multi-interdisciplinary approach. So a person, just like our Professor C.S. Rao just mentioned in his introductory remark, even a person with some electronic background with biomedical engineering knowledge can go into medicine, where he can apply this instrumentation technology towards treatment of the diseases with his medical knowledge. So this is a highly interdisciplinary approach by which the person will be more useful for himself and for the society. So teaching, learning, concept and evaluation is known as Vishwaguru concept, we can call. This Vishwaguru concept is going to be adopted through national education policy, and this will be possible by interactive teaching, excellency. His Excellency Ramnath Kovind had mentioned probably in his speech on 19th September when he addressed through video conference all the Central University directors and Vice-Chancellors. Then he mentioned about online teaching, collaborative teaching, self-motivated learning, the blended teaching and learning. These are touched by him, and all these will lead to Vishwaguru concept. So with this Vishwaguru concept, I am sure the research will be developing, and National Research Foundation will also be established, which will have a chance to assess overview, the research progress, the way the research is going on, and how the state universities and central universities are running, and assessment. And essentially assessment will be a key parameter for always monitoring all these things, at the same time giving freedom to the institutes to work with the industry, with the private and philanthropic organizations. This collaboration will be encouraged, and MOUs memorandum of understanding with various abroad institutes, inside industry, in Indian industry, outside industry, and also local industry mainly. So finally, the research that is produced must be giving a chance for the industry or local industry to get the problems solved. So that is the main. So application-oriented education is the main goal of this NEP. Encouraging for consultancy and extension of solving societal problems is much there in this system. And influential learning resources. What HEI is, as I said, higher education institutions, which are to be established at each district in the course of time by 2040. What it explains is the total infrastructure will be provided in such a way that will be, nowadays if you go to any institute, even in universities, majority of the universities if you want to have water, you have to buy a plastic bottle of water somewhere and go through the corridors such that you can have your own water, because pure water, drinking water will not be there available. Most of the institutes, not all. Similarly, if you want to have you want to go for toilet, they are not available mostly. Blackboards and other things are also not in a perfect system nowadays. But this education policy gives importance to the infrastructure development, including library, laboratories, and pleasant classroom environment. And at the same time, the student-teacher ratio also to be minimal. Because of the student, sometimes if you see one teacher teaching about 200 students in a classroom, he will be as good as a general video conferencing lecture, or it is as good as a general lecture given to public, but not to the classroom environment. That's why this will be now with the student-teacher ratio is very less, then the approachability to this teacher and the approachable to how the clarifications will be more, and this will be making this a new education policy provides that particular special option. Every classroom shall have access to the latest education technology that enables better learning experiences. So, giving adequate time for interaction with students will be possible because of the student-teacher ratio being very less. Assessing the student continuously and encouraging them accordingly, that makes the classroom environment to be excellent. Apart from this national education policy is also providing some financial assistance and support to the various needy students. And generally this is one more drawback why the dropout at the higher education is very high is because of the lack of financial support. And this is taken care of in this new education policy. And this gives the, now because of this support, the institution as good as becomes autonomous. When this autonomous institute runs with this type of the quality education and student-centric and teacher-centric education, then naturally this will provide the innovative practices. So then it is possible to have the model-based teaching, the technology-enabled teaching, interactive teaching, collaborative teaching. All the four will be possible with this type of environment, the classroom environment, which have all the facilities in itself and which has the less high teacher-student ratio and which has the very interesting concepts that had been developed with my interdisciplinary approach and concept-oriented and interest-oriented, identifying the talent and guiding them, mentoring them, monitoring them. So this makes the student to learn more, and naturally when quality education is maintained with international level to serve the entire international global survey, then naturally the attraction of, this will be attracting the various talented people from various countries to our country rather than our students going to other countries. This is possible. Excellence will be further incentivized through appropriate rewards, promotions, recognitions, movement into institutional leadership. These are the various concepts with which this national education policy will be working, and I am sure, though we may not see much because we are already old, the younger generation, those who are below 60, particularly below 50, will definitely be looking by 2040-50 the best possible education policies by which the country will be flourishing. So I particularly, we have to salute the leaders of our country, particularly our Prime Minister Ji and other ministers who had taken great interest in this to make it possible. And I congratulate our Professor Kattimani sir for being one among these people to frame the national education policy and give the best possible to the society for the future. And you are, in that way, you are fortunate and you richly deserve to be in that committee, Patron sir. And I have to thank the organizers for giving me this great opportunity, particularly Professor C.S.P. Rao, Professor Ravikiran Shastri. Thank you very much. And I thank all the people for your patient listening. And now it is open. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, Professor Prasad, sir, Director IIPE. You are also one of the legendary person. I hope with the God blessings you will stay with us for 100 years and you will see the progress of our country. Sir, I request the session, open session will be at the end of Kattimani, sir. I request you to stay online. Now another legendary is coming. And I request Dr. Arun Kumar will introduce Professor P.V. Kattimani Garu, Vice-Chancellor, Central University of Tribal, Vijayanagaram, Draft Committee Member, National Education Policy, as well as former Vice-Chancellor of Tribal University, Amarkantak, who developed a lot. I request Arun Kumar to give introduction.
Thank you, sir. It is a pleasure for me to introduce Professor P.V. Kattimani. Professor P.V. Kattimani, presently the Vice-Chancellor of the Central Tribal University of Andhra Pradesh, located in Vijayanagaram. He is a renowned academician, poet, translator, as well as a versatile thinker and a seasoned administrator. Professor Kattimani is committed to the cause of literature, education, and his commitment to social justice and social equality is praiseworthy. With more than 20 books and over 100 articles and research papers to his credit, Professor Kattimani has been the recipient of both the national and state level awards and recognitions. Honors and awards received by him include the prestigious Raja Bhasha Samman awarded in the year 2011, Ganga Sharan Singh National Award in the year 2006, Human Resource Ministry, Government of India's Creative Translation Award in the year 2007, Karnataka Sahitya Academy Award, Mahatma Jodiba Sahitya Ratna Samman in the year 2004, and Dr. Harishankar Adesh Sahitya Chudamani Samman in the year 2005. Within the short span of his past service, as the Vice-Chancellor of Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh, Professor Kattimani has made a remarkable difference both to the university and to the place where it is located. As the Chief Academic and Administrative Officer, Professor Kattimani has initiated many institutional strategies on most key issues concerning the university and has also implemented them successfully. He has very effectively coordinated the academic, administrative, financial, and human resource wings of the university, the results of which can be distinctly seen with the bare eyes. He encouraged the signing of MOUs with foreign universities such as Belarusian University of Physical Culture, Belarus, State University of Culture and Arts, Belarus, and the Linköping University located in Sweden, Karlstad University in Sweden, University of Turku in Finland, and etc. He has also visited foreign countries along with the previous president, Sri Pranab Mukherjee, who was also a visitor of the university. He had been a member of the official delegation led by the Honorable President. It is noteworthy to inform that Professor T.V. Kattimani is also a member of the Draft Committee of National Education Policy 2020. With this brief introduction, I take the pleasure in inviting Professor T.V. Kattimani to deliver a special lecture on NEP 2020. Sir, please join us. Thank you.
Sir, Professor Kattimani ji, we request you to present, sir.
I am so sorry I could not unmute myself.
It's coming, sir. Your voice is coming.
Professor C.S.P. Rao, Director IIPE, Professor VSRK, Prasad, Director IIPE, Dr. Ravi Karan Shastri, dear colleagues, friends. I am very much benefited by the deliberations of this by Professor Rao and Professor Prasad Rao. I am a little bit hesitant to be with you because I am from a very different background. I will be happy to be declared that I am Professor of Hindi, and from first standard to completion of my degree, I have completed in my mother Kannada. But at the same time, I changed my passion to work in the tribal culture, literature, language, as well as their profession. I work near their habitats, lived in their habitats, and thanks to Government of India has given me an opportunity of two to work with tribal universities. Thank you very much. I would like to focus on one issue regarding research, researchers, and innovation. Before NEP 2020, research, researchers, and innovation was confined to lab scientists, trained scientists, certificate holders only. But NEP 2020 speaks about local innovations, grassroots innovations, and very cheap innovations. Without spending a pie, we can innovate. By spending a couple of thousands, we can innovate. For innovation, degree is not must. For innovation, lab training is not necessary. For research, we need not to be trained in Western countries, Western labs. With one example, I would like to further go. One Mr. Gopal Swami Dorai Swami Naidu you all be knowing a great scientist of the modern world, modern India, who was a third standard dropout. He left his village, maybe 18 km from Coimbatore, and started serving in a hotel, talking to the people who is riding motorcycle, especially on those days, maybe English people, and he started a passion towards what is that, how these motorcycles will run. This third standard dropout Telugu mother tongue person who born and brought up in Tamil Nadu has made English people to establish the first polytechnic in India year 1946 at Coimbatore. Who has invented kerosene fan, projectile, mechanical calculator, bus ticket vending machine, laser by using a foreign razor. The first electric car he has invented, much before Lakshmana Rao Kurla. I would like to convince House. Yes, definitely there is a direct connection between education, training and research. At the same time, there is no connection between education, training and research. A researcher, a scientist with the natural bent risk. I call them as natural national sovereignty. What to do? Sorry, my network was interrupted. I will switch off my video and I will talk now. I was talking about how this Gopal Swami, Doraiswamy Naidu has made modern Coimbatore. The last year business of electric pumps, agriculture as well as domestic pumps of the whole India was about 2,500 crore worth business. The share of Coimbatore was 1,200 crores. This is the difference created by Mr. Gopal Swami Doraiswamy Naidu. At the same time, Mr. Lakshmanrao Kirloskar was a drawing teacher at Mumbai. But he has taken a risk to resign and started his small business, cycle business, and developed afterwards his own agriculture instruments, production of agriculture instruments, then pump set, then silent generators. And at the same time, we all know total knitwear exports of India is met by 60% total 60% of the budget, business of knitwear exports of India is met by only Tirupur producers of Tamil Nadu. And I have a report with me, with a research report regarding Tirupur knitwear exporters. Out of them, 60% are not engineering graduates, not even a simple graduates. They are 7th standard dropouts, or 1st standard dropouts, or 10th standard dropouts, or 10th pass, who started their journey in government industry as laborers. Now they are having business of 250 crores, 400 crores, 500 crores. They are running business even in foreign countries. So this Tirupur, Erode, Coimbatore sector, I request all technocrats and professors of engineering and directors of NITs, we must make a case of study on these people, how they are successful in their engineering venture, how they are successful in their business venture. They have never seen the face of IIMs, they have never seen the face of IITs, they never attended the classes of NITs. But these local innovators are very much successful in their ventures, to build their industries, to build their business, even to turn the weakness of the quality of the water which is available in Tirupur. A small river is there. The quality of the water of that river is very hard, and they turn the hard water into most useful water by using the hard water to make color dye. This is the technology, this is the engineering which is available in our India, in our Bharat. We, the people of the part of this India, we can go for such local innovations, innovations with half technology, innovations with full technology, innovations by clubbing the technologies together. A motorcycle is made by a cycle wheel. A cycle is adapted to a motorbike engine. These are the innovations. These are the innovations which are available in the society to be studied by our technocrats and our scientists. Since 1 month I am here in Andhra Pradesh, this part of Andhra Pradesh, northern part of Andhra Pradesh. I studied some local innovations, local technologies, local businesses of this part of Andhra Pradesh. Etikoppa toys, how they are making business. It's possible to have tie-up with Etikoppa, private companies, people, and we can, as Central University, as NITs, as IIPE, we can develop some courses with the help of these toy makers, how they are making business, how they are connected with world-class e-platforms, how they are connected, how our students, how they can interface with them. These artists of Etikoppa can be invited as resource persons to our institutes. I am developing a course by blending such experiences of the society thanks to National Education Policy 2020, it has given ample opportunity for us to develop such Lakkapida Talu, Koya Bomalu, such things. At the same time, Bobili Vina. You all know these examples I am giving. Bobili Vina and this mango jelly. The concept of mango jelly, which can be reintroduced in educational institutions or in agriculture universities or in technical universities, and we can make double income of mango growers. We can save the mango industry, because I settled in the Harvard part of Karnataka, where mango growers are in 1,000 acres, 2,000 acres. But since 10 years, they are working hard. They are unable to get proper price for their productions. Immediately, I introduced this mango jelly, Mamidi Tandra system to many people. And I have seen Bangla tiles, Bangla Penkulu. This industry is dying. How we can help them? In Relly village, I have seen how we can help them to come up. At the same time, how this art of living, making Bangla Penkulu can be introduced even in arts college. I'm not talking about NITs, I'm not talking about IITs. You can easily adopt such a technology with the technologies. But a department of Hindi can adopt such technologies, and Hindi students, Telugu students can go work with them, and easily they will learn a skill to learn. Choir mats, coconut raw material, how is being used for making choir mats and home industry is at Kusapati Rega. At the same time, Pondoro Khadi is very famous. I had to visit that center. How we can adopt such technologies, local productions, our students, how we can have tie-up with them and our students can learn these things. And at the same time, Tagaraku Valasa, I visited twice, how the local production of cashew is being used and being made a commodity use product and being used for marketing for other people, even to foreign countries. And at the same time, such things, pharmaceutical industries of North AP can be utilized to introduce to the students, and the industries can be invited to our universities. We can send our students, pharmacy students, to these institutions. That I was successful in introducing such inventions in Amarkantak. We have started. There is a very large producers of Kodo millet nearby Andhra Pradesh, that central part of India. Then our university started marketing, packaging and marketing Kodo rice, Kodo millet, and we call the brand as Kodo, Amarkantak Kodo. And the honey collected by forest people from minor forest products, it is in a large scale. They were selling, throwaway price to middle persons. The university, invented, and we have started honey processing unit, packaging unit, and we are successful to produce Amarkantak honey. Now it is in the market. We can do such things by helping the local industries, local innovations, as well as these local innovations, local industries, local scientists will be helpful to teach and train our students. You want to teach and train our trained scientists and technocrats to adopt these ground level innovations ground level industries, ground level marketing, ground level experiences to introduce in the academia. As rightly said by Professor VSRK Prasad, we should be seriously think about our quality of our syllabus. Local innovation, local research, local agriculture produces be part of our syllabi, our lakes, our talabs, and our water harvesting units. The practices be studied, be adopted in our syllabus. I am a great fan of Sir Arthur Cotton, who has made this part of our country rich, more vibrant. It is only because of the active participation of this person it was possible. This is how Gopal Swami Doraswamy Naidu made Coimbatore most vibrant part of this country. You will be happy to know Sir M. Ishweswaraya, when he was Diwan of Mysore, has travelled from Mysore to Coimbatore by road to meet this Naidu. Sir C.V. Raman, the great Nobel laureate, spent few hours with Gopal Swami Doraswamy Naidu, and he called this person as Thomas Alva Edison of India. I request the academia, I request the technocrats, I request the honorable scientists, let us try, because NAP 2020 has given a great opportunity to study, to include, to invite these local innovations, local innovators, because they have wonderful knowledge, they have wonderful technology, but they don't have exhibition art, they don't have modern technology support, they don't have communication support. We, IITs, NITs, central institutes, universities, research institutes, we should be ready to support them for marketing. We should be ready to support them by little mechanical innovation, automobile innovation, to sustainable innovations. By doing so, collaborating with them. At the same time, I tried this in my earlier university. I invited one 7th-stand failed a tribal Baiga person who is a national awardee in music and musical instruments and music. So I appointed him as Professor of Innovation in our university with a monthly salary of 1 lakh and free accommodation. He 3 years he taught our students. He trained our students, not only tribes, non-tribal students also equally now capable of exhibiting their musical skills, instrumental skills, tribal paintings, tribal murals. This is how we can make our education, we can make our classroom education, and we can make our laboratory education, laboratory training more vibrant. This is possible because we have full of artists together. Our society is full of musicians. Our society is full of writers. Our society is full of scientists. We need to recognize them. We need to examine their products. We need to issue certificates for their productions. Yes, they are scientific. They are 10% scientific. They are 20% scientific. They are 90% scientific. The medicinal practices of tribes of Central India, even Araku Valley practices of tribal practices are more scientific. There is no harm. There is no side effect of these practices. We, as trained scientists, it is our duty to examine it, scientifically prove it. Yes, it is. There are some scientific qualities, how we can improve it. This is how haldi is being used as, by using haldi into milk. Americans are making money telling this is golden milk. And we have, years together, 1,000 years together practice of nani or dadi using haldi and milk to make our health more comfortable. Thank you very much. I have given some examples of my experience at the same time with the deliberating, talking to in the process of NEP 2020. I learned many things working with Professor Kasturi Rangan. Is a great experience that I had a privilege in my life. I extend my heartfelt thanks to IIPE Professor C.S.P. Rao, and I extend my thanks to all for patiently. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Sir, thank you very much. Our Honorable Vice-Chancellor of Central University of Central Tribal University, Andhra Pradesh, Vijayanagar, Professor Kattimani garu. So now the session is open. In the chat box, sir, we find one question. I am giving to both of our resource persons. Can you please mention the changes in the recruitment process in IITs, NITs, as mentioned in NEP 2020? So this is the one question, sir. So I request. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. Thanks for the question. It is technical. Let us wait for the government order to be issued regarding mentioning these things. But it is clearly said appointments in central universities, centrally funded institutions, it is called as centrally funded institutions, should be more clear, more visible and transparent. And regarding the perks and support of teachers is always there. Teacher support is very much mentioned in NEP 2020. Job support and job security is the utmost important case, and teachers will be supported for their researches as well as innovations. And teachers, either they can choose for only research or only teaching, or blend of that. This freedom is there for teachers. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. I hope any audience, if you one or two persons can speak. Any question if you have?
Sir, excuse me, sir, may I ask a question, sir?
Please introduce. Before that, I request you, please introduce.
Yes, sir. This is Dr. Kalyan Chakravarti, visiting professor and skills coach from Hyderabad, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful speeches made by Director IIPE and Honorable Vice-Chancellor Professor Kattimani, sir. I have two small questions, sir. One is the examination reforms, because this multiple intelligences theory is there by Howard Gardner. It is an observation that we don't test the students in all the aspects of intelligence. That is number one. So how are we going to introduce this, if possible, as per the new education policy? Because multidisciplinary studies we are talking about. How about assessing students in multiple intelligences? Number two is, while faculty recruitment is going on, in the application, we see this 10th and intermediate marks are becoming more important than PG and research marks. So, is it necessary to test the person in class 10 and 12 for faculty positions, because they are going to teach PG and UG courses, sir? I don't know what is the policy, but many friends are saying, is it necessary for faculty to have some marks? Should it be taken into consideration while appointing faculty? So these are the two questions, sir. Kindly, if possible.
Thank you, Kalyan Chakravarti garu. I request you to mute your mic.
Yes.
So the question Dr. Kalyan Chakravarti garu said is mainly with reference to the first one, how to conduct the examination. So once the new system, it discourages the by heart system. By hearting and again making up by hearting and again coming up with the essay type of this one. So because it doesn't test his capabilities of talent, but it tests his capabilities of memory. Memory is required, but knowledge is more required than the memory. If both are there, that is excellent. Combination of both memory and talent is the excellent option. But when one is to be sacrificed, memory is to be slightly sacrificed compared to the talent. Because he can refer the books when he goes to the industry or when he goes to the, he can have all the information available for design. His talent and concept of application of the mind is more important. That's why the test will be in such a way, even open tests can be conducted, probably, because it has had to evolve. We are envisaging that open textbook examination. That will be the wonderful idea if really all the textbooks and reference books are made available. If a person can pick what he requires for the question from those books, that makes him to know where they are able and how to apply. Because it will not be simply copying, it will be applying the concept and answering. That's how probably in the future I envisage in that way. Regarding examination. Regarding the second point, with reference to the 10th, 12th and other marks, of course, though he is going to teach the PG, what is generally thought is when number of PG students are equally available, his 10th and 12th, if he is superior to the other persons, naturally his fundamentals are expected to be stronger than the other person. That's why to test that probably, the 10th and 12th are also equally given some weightage, and I don't think when at PG level they are equal, 10th and 12th if they really someone outweighs the other one, then naturally it can be given some priority. These are my opinions. So,
sir, thank you very much, sir, Director Professor VSRK Prasad. And I request any other audience from foreign, I think from USA and Muscat, Oman, some foreign participants are there. If anybody asks, it would be a great thing because you are seeing from foreign the education policy. You can also say in a few words. So now I request any others to ask question, one or two.
Sir, can you please send me the feedback link in chat box?
Yeah, definitely we will give, sir. After this session, within 5 minutes we will share. Within 5 minutes. Please introduce yourself.
I am Kattimani speaking.
Sir, namaste, sir. Sorry.
Shall I ask one question regarding how many warehouses and cold storages are working in AP? Do you have any?
Yes, sir. It's working, sir. In actually, the cold storage hub is in West Godavari district, East Godavari district, Guntur and Krishna, sir. In Guntur and Krishna, we are using the Mirchi plants. So the Mirchi cold storage hubs are there. West Godavari and East Godavari, shrimps, prawns as well as fish. So many cold storage hubs are there, sir. Each 1 kilometer.
If there is any data regarding this, you can please forward me.
Definitely.
I have one question with Director NIT and you also. The goat rearing is a very lucrative agriculture allied activity in this part of country as well as in my state. The goat rearing people are facing a lot of problems regarding rain and heavy rain and scorching heat and the market fluctuation. Is it possible to develop a mobile app which is friendly user to help these poor goat raisers, to support them, as well as who are going for a venture in goat marketing. They will be they can be helped by developing such small inventions.
So, I have one question here, Mr. Welcome. He wants to know about the startup culture in higher education syllabus. So, in fact, Ravikantji,
Yes, sir.
I have already discussed in my speech about the very beginning some idea how an uneducated person, a farmer, what he had developed an app to switch on the motor from his house and to switch off the motor from the house and stop going in the night time. So, innovative ideas. These innovative ideas are very much encouraged in national education policy, and that makes a very major part of this education change in the education policy. And now, even before implementing new education policy, also presently our concentration is more there for startup to be encouraged. And every institute, probably NIT and similar institutes, they have already, even universities also, major universities also, they are now starting their the innovative centers where the students are encouraged to work for local problems to be solved. In fact, Kadipal Ravikumar also has asked one about this tie-up with the is it mandatory like that? Now I am answering that also while answering Ravikanth's question. So, though it is not a mandatory, but it is essential that national education policy says that local problems are to be solved. So, naturally, when any problem, if any local industry person, if he approaches the institute with that problem, it is a mandatory that the institute has to try its best to give a solution for that. That will be there. But it will not be mandated that they have to sign an MOU with the local industry. So these are my answers for those two questions. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And I request others to mute. And I request CSC HOD, if he is available. Our Professor Kattimani garu asked to make one mobile app for the rain detection regarding goat. Can you elaborate along with feedback, with your feedback?
Yes, sir. Good evening to all the dignitaries who delivered these excellent sessions. And of course, it's possible, sir, with the help of some data analytic based prediction algorithms, we can develop such mobile app. And if it solves as it's remarked by the dignitaries, if it solves some socially relevant problem, we'll be more than happy to assist.
Thank you very much, Karthik. You please be in touch with our Vice-Chancellor, sir. And sir, definitely we will be part of with you. And our CSC department will help you, sir, regarding the tribal university needs with the support of our Honorable Director, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So now, I request anyone from our institute to give the feedback regarding this program.
Sir, I am one of the participants. Shall I give any feedback, sir?
Yeah, definitely, Senthil Kumar. You please give feedback within one minute.
Thank you for the nice opportunity. Good evening to all distinguished dignitaries in this forum. Myself, I am Dr. Senthil Kumar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Applied Physics, Karmia Institute of Technology and Sciences, Coimbatore, which is from Tamil Nadu. I really thank for the opportunity to attend the webinar on the session 2 of National Education Policy 2020. Also, I would like to mention that today's webinar is very informative to every participants like me who wanted to have more details and information related to national education policy 2020. I am very happy to say that today's program has made me to understand and realize about the highlights of national education policy to its core details and its purposes. Particularly, I thank the speaker, Professor Prasad, Director IIPE, for his detailed presentation with lots of insights to the national education policy. He has poured in a lot of details about the important aspects of national education policy, right from the connection to the Indian heritage and the level of increased literacy and flexibility. Also, this presentation, I believe the participants outside the NIT Andhra Pradesh, like me, I'm sure we had a lot of takeaways about the importance of national education policy with parameters like ethics and culture, multidisciplinary approaches, interdisciplinary research and programs, and reward for excellence and etc. Thank you very much, Professor VSRK Prasad. Also, I was delighted to get the information that are delivered by Professor Kattimani, Professor Kattimani sir, Vice-Chancellor of Central Tribal University of Andhra Pradesh, who has really enlightened the participants by explaining the national education policy with the main theme like researchers and innovators. Particularly his correlation to the local innovators, local business models, water conservation, and etc. are really very informative and really motivating to everyone else. I thank the administrators of NIT Andhra Pradesh and the coordinators of this webinar for initiating such a type of webinars for us to get enlightened for the topics of national importance. Thank you very much.
Sir, now as per the program schedule, concluding remarks by one of the coordinator, myself, Ravikiran Shastri. Sir, all the participants, I request you at the end of the concluding remarks, just before 1 minute, we will give the feedback link to you in the chat box. So you please give the feedback so that your e-certificates within 1 week we will send to your email IDs. Sir, at the outset, I am very much thankful to the resource person who have accepted our invitation with our Honorable Director Sir invitation. He is a marvelous person who is always picking up gems. Even in the sea, he can catch the whale fish, or in stars also he can pick sun. So he is a real person who chosen around 43 regular faculty in our NIT Andhra Pradesh, who developed this institute within no time, within 4 to 5 months. And at the outset, this is the second session. First session was done on 18th, and within 6 days, we are very much thankful to our Professor VSRK Prasad Garu, who has accepted in no time, and Professor Kattimani Garu, NEP draft committee member, and who developed this Amarkantak University. And we are also fortunate that, sir, you joined within 1 month. You have seen all the Alamanda, this mango jelly, Bangla tiles, all these, what you told, so many things, and you are also searching. Sir, we are definitely will be part of with you regarding the development of Central Tribal University. Our CSC department, whatnot, biotechnology, chemical, all the departments will be with you, as well as IIPE also will take part of IIPE administration. And I am very much grateful to our Honorable Registrar Dinesh Reddy, who is the master in giving overview of the institute. And another thing, ours, the nodal officer of Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education and Vice Chairman, Professor Lakshman Garu, who has accepted very boldly our invitation and who has joined. So she is such a simply person from the state government she is representing, and I am very much thankful to Madam Garu. And Our directors are told 43 tigers, sir. We are none other than that you are the lion for us. Without you, these all tigers will become goats only. So, you are the lion who is leading these tigers or goats or cows. But with you, we are all safe under your administration. And at the concluding remarks regarding Professor VSRK Prasad Garu, he elaborated very nicely about India-centric education system with the Chanakya, Charaka, Nalanda University, Takshashila University very nicely. And increase in literacy and flexibility, gross curricular pedagogical approach, education for all, 100% education by 2030, ethics and culture, the one of the best thing he elaborated very nicely. And he cited in his NEP elaborated 2040, each district will be having university and Meru universities. Quality of the syllabus he is focusing, as he is seeing in IIPE also, the very much qualitative syllabus and new pedagogical techniques he has enlightened us, and choice-based credit system, Vishwaguru concept and interactive teaching. He signed MOUs with many foreign universities, Texas University, Houston University. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your elaborating speech. And another thing, Professor T.V. Kattimani Garu, who is now I can say in this age, the modern Bhimrao Ambedkar, Professor T.V. Kattimani Garu, he is such a person, lovely person. Within 1 month, he visited Etikoppaka, which is the tribal area. Even people are afraid to go Papikondalu because the Godavari river, this ferry was sink. That was. And now he visited 2 to 3 times, he told. So he is such a daring and dashing person, and he saw all the nearby places, and he is asking how many cold storage plants. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of our director, sir, we will be with you, and we request you also will be with us. And at the outset, you have Professor Kattimani, sir, given researchers and innovation. So innovation, he cited the degree is not required. For his, he given one example, Gopal Swami, Dorai Swami Naidu, local innovation. For him, C.V. Raman has met, and he cited Thomas Alva Edison. For this research, no IITs, no IIITs or no NITs are required. Even it is required, but the person, ordinary person also can invent. Suppose at the time of, 1 minute, please mute yourself.
Sir, can you please send me the feedback link?
Yeah, we are sending. Please mute. So,
Please,
at this,
still waiting.
yeah, please. So in this, he has he cited Thomas Alva Edison. Even Rodolph Diesel or Otto, who invented petrol or diesel engines, they did not study it. With the third pass-out dropout, he told, and Sir Arthur Cotton, he has taken model, and Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya, not only national education policy, with his 40 years of teaching experience, he has elaborated, he given some horses we have to ride. And another one, my vote of thanks goes to not only this, PS2 director who is broadcasting this through YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And my co-coordinator, Dr. R. Arun Kumar. Without this program will not go this much smoothly and effectively. And the faculty of NIT Andhra Pradesh, staff, and other institution faculty, and those who are listening and somebody is asking feedback, he is very much eager to take the feedback. And foreign faculty, those who are my friends also joined from Muscat, Oman, USA, and Brunei. And I am very much thankful because you are also giving the policy makers the note consent. And my thanks goes to Net and Web Working Team, staff of NIT Andhra Pradesh, the policy makers of National Education Policy, Honorable President of India on behalf of NIT Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Prime Minister, Ministry of Education, Honorable Ramesh Pokhriyal ji, as well as state ministers. So we are at the outset, we are very much thankful to you, sir, and our special thanks goes to the resource persons as well as our honorable director, sir, without which this program is not successful. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for sparing your wonderful time. I request all the participants to give your feedback. So within short time, we will give our, and I request our director, sir, is very much master in inspiring all the audience. I request our director, sir, to give special vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
So, thank you, Shastri. Whatever you are telling, I thought that they are related to Professor VSRK Prasad. So I was comfortable to such an extent of time. Later on, I came to know that you are talking about me. But I owe all these credits to Professor VSRK Prasad. He is senior, he is a well-known professor from Andhra University and has been nurturing IIPE to the great extent possible. My sincere thanks to the two speakers who spoke today on national education policy, Professor VSRK Prasad and Professor Kattimani. Professor VSRK Prasad already have highlighted the points, particularly the future of our knowledge, heritage and culture in the form of NEP suitable to the present day needs. He highlighted, and he also highlighted all the national policies of the government like Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat, to the implementation of such programs like their implementation towards NEP. So he spoke on all these aspects. I think we have to now work on such policies how best to implement NEP in our institution in coming days together. About Kattimani, you me to my native place where I came from Vijayanagar, and we all know that other things. And he talked more about grassroots level innovations, and innovations without innovations, the country cannot progress. That is what is the main motto of NEP. And the rural engineering, and nowadays people are talking about Gandhian way of engineering and innovations. This is what is the technical name can be given to such kind of grassroots level innovations. An organization like Hamid organization is working out in Andhra Pradesh to nurture or to identify the grassroots level innovators and providing them some kind of backup. They are contacting engineering colleges or national institutes to support the engineering fundamental support to the grassroots level innovators. There are several innovations or innovators which you have not seen the day of light. They are available in Andhra Pradesh. Each innovation has been brought out and some kind of structure, engineering structure is given to that, and it can be a patentable item, and we can get the technology transfer as well in some patent rights. Professor Kattimani, you touched upon very interesting, which is very much interested to me. There is innovation. Without innovation, the engineering college's future is now, with respect to NEP, is at stake, and everybody has to innovate. Everybody has to change their mind to dig out the solutions for the most existing problems, and find out the most suitable solutions for the existing problems and come up with a most economical solution. And if that is being promoted in all engineering colleges, I hope we'll be able to do very well in the future. Particularly, provide some kind of solar parks to the tribal areas of Indian around Vijayanagar and Vishakapatnam, where still the people are suffering without light, without lamp in the nights, and normal electricity they don't get. And if we can provide solar panel solutions for these, at least you can submit it to your university, to the government, whether it is central government or state government. They may give grants to develop such kind of technologies to provide electricity for these tribal people. One is, in that case, IIT Andhra Pradesh would come forward to help you out to design the solar tree parks, and it can be installed on tree tops so that we get a lot of energy, solar energy, which can be converted into light energy and like that. So for your thoughtful lectures, I really thank all the speakers and also the participants, particularly my namaskar to Prof. Lakshmana. I could recognize your name, madam. I'm sorry that I didn't know that you are attending this webinar. So my pranams to you, and also my congratulations to all the participants because they were really keen in observing the proceedings, and I think they also asked a very good number of questions to the speakers. At the end, I think the webinar was successfully conducted. I congratulate the coordinators of this program. But at the same time, there is no way of mistaking the normally speakers. Having been a normal function in the institution, you would have garlanded them, or you would have given some kind of booking or stall. But there are no provisions for it. So I request all of you to unmute your hands and join your hands together for 2 seconds to share our. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Sir, with the permission of resource persons and our director, sir, and all the resource persons, we are closing this webinar, and we request you to join in the next series webinar, and I request all the participants to give the feedback. Feedback we are giving, you please give it, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, please share the feedback link in chat box.
We have given already feedback link in the chat box, sir. You please check it. Please check, copy.
Sir, please send me again.
Again you type. Again you are typing.
Yes, sir.
In the chat box it is there, sir. You please see.
Yes, sir. I got it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam garu, thank you Andy. Thank you very much. Convey our regards to Hemchandra Reddy garu also. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It is very eye-breaking. Really. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity of participating.
Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.